Tim McMahon, ESPN. Steve, do you have an update on Iguodala yet?
Yeah, Andre will not play tonight. Klay will.
What's kind of the fuller update on Andre as far as moving forward and where he's feeling and progressing?
Just day to day. He has gotten better each day, but he's dying to play. But he's not healthy enough to play, so we'll just continue to take it day by day.
Coach D'Antoni said he would stick with the seven-man rotation. You have any ideas?
He told you exactly what he was going to do. What else?
Talked about it.
What else did he say? Just wondering. Just wondering.
Any thoughts on going deeper into the bench tonight?
It's a possibility. We obviously without Andre, it changes our rotation quite a bit, and so we've talked about a lot of different possibilities, and I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do, but it may depend on how the game's going. But we've tossed around some different ideas, and we'll see where it goes. How's that for a vague answer?
Steve, Ron Krejcik from the Chronicle. You've talked before about Andre's value, but in a game this big and significant, how difficult or how much of a challenge is it to play without him?
It's a big challenge, but he's not playing. So we're not going to sit around and contemplate the challenge. We're going to just try to figure out the right combinations and the right substitution patterns and get the right people on the floor. And we still got lots of guys who can play. They're pretty good.
Tim Mattis from the Washington Post. You talked yesterday about how your team has been in this position before. It's really actually been a couple of years since you've been in a position like this. Is there any concern about that, or is it more of a factor that you assume that muscle memory will
concern that it's been 2 years?
That it's been a minute since you've been in a position quite like this. That the muscle memory of past experiences.
I think you just, I mean, when you go through the playoffs like our core group has. At this point, you kind of feel like you've seen it all, Last year was obviously the exception rather than the rule. There have been very few teams in NBA history to go through the playoffs with one loss. Maybe the Sixers, the Moses Malone Sixers, and the Lakers 2002. Is that it? I don't know about the Celtics in the 60s. I was either not born or too small to know. But I do know from my own experience in the NBA that this is how the playoffs go. This is supposed to feel hard. It's supposed to feel difficult. And stuff happens. You get injuries, suspensions, things happen, and you just have to play through everything, and there's no excuses at the end. And, if you win, you celebrate. You don't worry about what happened to the other team. And if you lose, you're bummed out, but you don't sit there and go, well, if this had happened or that had happened, none of that matters. You just go and you compete, and that's what we're going to do tonight.
Hey, Coach. Jerome Solomon from Houston Chronicle, straight ahead. We keep asking about the depth of your rotation or how you're going to use it, but how much of it is determined once the game starts and you just don't know until you see who has legs and how it plays out?
Yeah, I think most of it in the playoffs is about seeing how the game is going. Regular season, you tend to have a more concrete rotation, and you don't worry too much about matchups, and you just kind of play, and you're getting through the 82. But in the playoffs, you really have to feel what's happening that particular night with matchups, with fatigue, with whatever's going on momentum-wise, and then you decide what you're going to do from there. So we'll figure it out.